They got caught trying to rob our banks. We have banks there too. Well, their women are going to try to rob our banks, or their men held the airport hostage. They were caught. Okay, the same group of people, they're just here trying to do the same thing. I'm going to tell you about the woman at our bank, okay, that she got caught trying to tell people she was me, she's criminal, and today she was arresting me. I'm not a blonde, okay, said, and she's with Imposter Charles, who tried to kill, was involved in kidnapping and abduction, and tried to kill me, and tried to kill my beloved community, and plus her family. These people try to take their identities. She says, tells people she's me. She's not me. And that dwarf man that they were trying to pass off as my beloved community, he's not a dwarf. And so the man came with little kids. Man was crying. The man said, he said he was going to try to take everybody knows a dwarf, he's going to try to take the identity of my beloved community. And we were little, and my husband started crying. I said, Shabby, I said, don't worry, the man would never, he won't look like you. He doesn't, okay? But I said, my husband's quite handsome. But I said, so you know why they shot him. They were trying to kill my husband, trying to take his identity. My beloved community, they tried to take his identity. These people are guilty. But I said, if you're shooting somebody like that, you're trying to kill him. But I said, I was shot too. But we recovered from the injuries. But I said, and so basically, we want to let you know that too. The man showed up a long time ago when our dad was one of the conscious people still alive. He showed up at the bank. Everybody knows he was a really little kid. He went to he came to trying to pose as my beloved kinspeoples, trying to take money. They told all kinds of things to hurt my beloved kinspeoples, mother and father. They told lies. He was born at home. So you know she didn't have, like, they didn't take any baby, but so they told all those lies. But first the woman hurt my mother, father, and with the Apostle Charles and the dwarf. But when he showed up at the bank, our beloved Rotters that was still alive, was murdered by contra pieces of poison tea, that they held him at gunpoint. They left tons of bank heist robbers, because that's who they were. And so when he went to go sign, the bank official said, you didn't sign properly. You forget your signature. And so he ran out, and everybody knew it wasn't a little boy, but he was a dwarf. Okay, that's it. So when the man showed up some time ago, I saw him come out of the bank. When he saw me, he ran. But my beloved community was injured. Okay, but and even my husband were there. He'd be the police trying to bust those people. That's our house. So we just what they should do. But that wasn't my husband. The man had the body of a dwarf. And my husband would be running from me when he saw me. That's our house. My beloved community, just like me. She's my birth father's sister. This woman from the outside in Pastor Charles, she showed up when something happened, and she was old. We said she's old, and we told her she did something to our uncle. The angel said she was guilty of hurting our uncle's wife, because he brought her that Ferrari. Everyone knows that she did that. And she's also responsible for the murders of our beloved uncles. The one in the back of the house was shot, and our uncle dad was murdered by contra pieces of poison tea. They tried to catch that dwarf. And so we told you we make cartoon comic strips. My beloved husband and I came up to Shabby. We made Spider-Man. He made Spider-Man. I'm Spider-Woman. And you can tell approximately our birth time when those characters were made. So we just said we tell you when they were born. So we just want to let you know too. That's why I see with Spider-Man. Spider-Man's wife. She actually is Spider-Man's wife. They're two scientists. So we don't let you know that too. So to make a long story short, and they're Jewish. To make a long story short, the man came and he was harassed and basically said he was going to try to get my identity, and he came wearing a Spider-Man costume, but it was a man, okay, a dwarf. And my husband crying, and I said, Shabby, don't worry, he'll never be able to take her identity. He won't look like you. Sure enough, he does, and he has the body of a dwarf. And we're sure that they shot my husband's face, but and tried to impose Charles. Imposter Charles was jealous about him because he was really handsome, not so handsome to me. So women, the people that shot people and have tons of bank heists. You know, I had to catch those people. We had to catch those people in Greece, in Thessaloniki. There were actually triplets. The man didn't go to jail making spaghetti. That man that shot everybody, he was one of the most scary people to catch. Ever bought in our kidnap abduction. And Pastor Charles, the man she's with, shot Abdul in Greece. Thank God he lived. He shot my husband, and Pastor Charles shot my beloved kinspeoples. And he tried to kill me at the train station in Thessaloniki. And they shot our relative that was Egyptian and Spanish, Nikos, who owns Goodies. And so but I was still kidnapped. They still drug me away. Thank God Abdul survived, and thank God my beloved kinspeoples survived, and so did Nikos. He survived too. But I had splinters and glass and stuff all in my side. They drugged me on boards and like that. And Pastor Charles was still trying to kill me and they're still trying to demand money. That woman's with them, okay, but she's with and Pastor Charles, that man, and her are with the man that shot everybody in the tons of bank heist movie where every time he get mad he was shooting anybody for any reason. Okay, that was one of the scariest men to catch, okay? But there were actually triplets from what I understand. And so we just said, so when one person was one place, if they were one place, they could try to say it was another place. I noticed that there was something wrong when the man came, and one day he come and have this in his head. As I said, I can tell twins apart, and even if I've never seen him, he had dents in his head. But the next day he showed up and there wasn't like embedded hair follicles, and the next day he showed up, they weren't there. And I'm like, wait a minute, those are twins. But they were triplets because during our kid abduction, the one was shot and obviously died, and they faked their death. They weren't any Saudis. They were born Aliyah people that were trying to do bad things. And the man had the nerve to buy an airplane with the ink-stained money. And my beloved husband, Shavit and I, we have to catch the bank robbers. We solved this ink-stained money, and we helped to copy the serial numbers down when the police were catching them on paper. Is this big enough? Because we're really small. Is this big enough number you can see? It's like that. And I remember when the serial numbers, it was number 5. We remember that too. Is this big enough? And they were like grids, and they were really small, but our numbers were really big. So the bad people that tried to hurt us all really didn't like that. So because we were have to catch the bank robbers, we were really little kids. And so the man had enough to buy a plane with the money, and the clerk was also apprehended, the one that sold that. So you help him use that money. And so but he bought a plane. And so if you look at the Thessaloniki reports of airplanes and air crashes, he had something to do with that. He played chicken with that airplane. So even when he was finally being arrested, he did that. I saw a plane crash, and he wasn't any Saudi. He lied about it. Okay, so the man that robbed those banks, he lied about it. Him and his what do you call it? If the one triplet's gone, then are they twins? What are they? So the two that were left, and the one they used those shots to dwarf themselves. And the one that had the hair, one of them didn't have hair follicles. He had a wife, okay, but he had 2 wives actually, 2 women. He was not right. Can't really do that if it's not legal. He wasn't a Saudi, and one pretended to be the child, while the other pretended to be the mother. But they were still taking those shots, and they were about to run out, and they looked like the one was still short. I'm like, there's no way that's your mother. And I remember them because they were 21 years old. I remember my beloved kmms, shabby were really little kids, and the police were like, that's a woman. So the police in Greece, they were trying to escape. And I know the woman had a gun in her purse. They were really dangerous. They killed those people. I'm trying to steal money. And our beloved Rothschild family told us that there were 5 other cargo heists before, and the bad Americans would say, oh, you got money, you got insurance, just send us some more. So we made that movie, Goodfellas, to let you know, and we had something to do with picking that music, what is life when they're being caught? What is life without our God is actually what it means. So we just let you know that too. So now the women's with them, okay, and Pastor Charles. And they used that musket when they shot my beloved Reed, and they shot our beloved King Constantine at Thessaloniki at the train station, and they shot Nikos, and they dragged me across these boards and spinners and all this stuff because they were renovating the sidewalk and everything, and they were doing something with the sidewalk, and they were still trying to help me captain, but they were still trying to demand money. So they used that same musket when they came here, and they shot our relative, was like some kind of high, maybe like a police chief or police official in certain division. Our Rothschild's police dad was married to Diane, was also born in Rothschild. And Apostle Charles took that musket and shot him point blank head in the head. He was trying to block off them from trying to carry me out and trying to the Apostle Charles and the kidnappers with the Apostle Charles that tried to hurt us all still had me. So she's with those people. She's dangerous people. So everybody knows that. Then she walks around saying that, and she was harassing me today. She's trying to get up close to me, trying to see what was on the smartphone and what I was doing. It's not her business, and our beloved Rabbi said, tell her she's not you and you're not her. She tried to take my identity. She's not me. She's really, there's something really wrong with her. I told you she poisoned that water, and it's really bad because she could hurt other people with the same water. That was really bad. And they had tried to get, I remember they had tried to get radioactive sludge, and they couldn't get it. They remember they gave a threat like that to me and my beloved and to us. Her and the person with her and Pastor Charles, and the person that's with her, that's not a real clergy. I looked at that too, and so, but they couldn't. So I know I got really sick when I got that poison water, and the angels came, and I couldn't get the antibiotics, but the angels came and I needed more antibiotics. The angels came and they helped me to recover. And so they said, so we just went to say it's not going backwards to what these bad people tried to do. But so it's just like the same old people, but in a different location. I got caught trying to rob our banks in Greece. That they got caught trying to rob our banks. And the women would try to rob our banks, while the men try to hold our held our airport, they're hostage. They obviously got caught trying to do the same thing here because they're not going to get away with that business. So now we want to let you know that they're criminal business. They're able to hurt us all, and that's why God gives us beautiful technology to block them. They're really mad because they can't do anything because basically it's like this. God has written a Mosaic law for us to understand and to follow most wholeheartedly. Thou shalt not steal. It's a so and so we don't have anybody with us that does that. The woman and the men with her, as we're going to try to take my husband was born rich like all of us. So we're going to try to take my beloved King Mother chapter to be identity and try to steal from him. The man bragged about this. I saw that man. He tried to run from me, and basically said, I can tell the difference because it's not. First of all, it's not it's not my beloved King. He has a beautiful face, even though they tried to hurt him and trying to ruin it. His eyes aren't the same. He has a beautiful body. Even though he when he got hurt, he came to me. He still had the beautiful body, even though I could tell he'd been sick. They tried to ruin his face as best as they could. They didn't always do that. And I saw part of it. And I just know that when I saw that man, that wasn't. I was like, and they wanted to make sure they know they can tell the difference. Because I saw that fake man, and he almost got caught by the bank. He ran out, and everybody knew he was a little kid. So that's why she's with the bank robber. She was with that. So she tells that lie. She tries to tell lies. She says she's me. She tries to tell a lie that the other man's not my beloved Kim Speed. My beloved Kim Speed has beautiful, beautiful eye color. They were jealous of that, and he has the Asian fingerprint like me. I just have fingerprints to sign with. His name was special signature because we were born Rothschilds, Shabby, and basically his mother was Shabby, and his mother was born Rothschild. So we're just letting you know. So we have these things, and the people keep trying to rob our banks and steal, and there's something wrong with that. We have banks. Our banks are to house and protect the money of people. So basically, and to protect our things. We're not going to let them do that. Our name is protector also and defender. So the people are criminal, they're doing bad things, and they got to go. We don't have any criminals with us. We don't want them. They do terrible things, and they try to get their people to try to hurt us, and we're not going to take that. We're not going to take any criminals. Not one. Not one criminal we take. We're doing that too. So we'll talk to you. We can't. But we had to try to make this for you. But everybody knows a woman is dangerous. She's in imposter's trials, and she really did poison that water, and she would try to poison other people's water too. So and things. So we're just going to like the people who attack. I hate to come into the stores that we own because they harass, they get smart. I just hate to, and hate to come in the stores because the so-called they're criminals. There's no way I'm having an employee that's harassing me. The lawyers said they're not really employees. No, they're people that came to try to take things. That's it. And there's a man, and I know he seems to think he should think that I should remember his father got something his father had the same job. That's it. And his father ate something. He was waiting for it to come, and it was during the wartime, and somebody poisoned it. But they killed our family members too. But so it's wrong that people should try to help a backup try to take it. We know that the backup are not going to be. God said so. And all these horrid people are dirty and filthy, and they don't have a damn dime because God punishes those that steal from other people. It's written in the Bible. Those who steal from other people, that what they had leaves them, but what they stole leaves them too. And God leaves them with nothing. Like we told you about the allegory, about the story about the man who was a cheat, and he sold a man some dates. He cheated the man in the dates and charged the man extra money. So when the man took the extra money that he cheated from a man to go buy a jug of oil to make more money, before he got back to his stand, the jug of oil broke. He lost the dates that he sold and the money that he stole. Because that's how God works. What you do comes back to you, and God is not going to let any bad people live, and for eternity you do bad things towards good people. So basically, to really let you know too. So we'll talk to you since we can, and try to be careful, safe, and order. By the way, we told you our beloved relatives that who was head of Mossad, my beloved father, he wore a costume, but you could see it. This is it. And the secret criminals, we told you what they did. Take off that costume, just like that. You're trying to hide. But the angels and our relatives who were also angels that were murdered, Millicent and Millicent and Cameron, they said, always wear a mask, because they were murdered a long time ago. And they're not here. Always wear a mask, but it's it. And the other angels would also have confirmed that. But it's it. So when he was out in public, he would do that. But he looks like my blood cell can speak. He's just older, but it's it. So we just wanted to do that too. So they're really criminal what they tried to do, but they wanted to see what he looked like. And they didn't know what he looked like. But it's it. And he would go and give speeches. Basically, you can see him on Rothschild's podium. He's giving a speech, but he has facial makeup on and things like that to hide. But you can see that it's a mask when you look at it in real life. So there's no man going inside with the mask on. They would have been able to see it. It was that man who was trying to take the identity of my beloved to be, and the women with him, that woman and Apostle Charles to take my identity, and Apostle Charles to take the identity of my beloved to be. They were trying to kill us, trying to take everything. If you had seen some people that there was a man who was going around he was going to try to say that he was trying to kill us and try to kill our beloved Abado, Nasik, Melik, David, Pasiki. If you had seen this man, and you had never seen Abado, David, Pasiki on your pictures, he might have been able, possibly, but not really, because he was like, just really like, I don't know where it came from, but he was like, he knew he was caught him in Cyprus. He was a doctor. He was small, really, really, really small. And obviously, the Melik David Pasiki is not like that. Because it said, and his face kind of, but not. You know what the man did? He cut my eustacia tube behind my ear, and all it trying to cut off the crown. And all I did for a long time was ask what time it was until I recovered from the the eustacia tube. It has something to do with your equilibrium and has to do with a time. But it healed. The man was caught. He tried to kill me before he was caught. But that's it. And he was trying to take the identity of our beloved Abadov, the Sikh Malik, David Plastiki. And he was caught too. Everybody gets caught. There was also a man going around trying to say that he was going to try to say he never had a son. He got caught too, trying to say he was an Abadov, just somebody's dirty little child that's doing bad things. There's little bad things that try to ruin the recording. See, I have to make this recording over, but I'm not. I'm sorry, but little kids do bad things too. And they emulate their children. They emulate their parents. So I'm going to have to say that. You can say whatever. Little kids that are good have good parents, and little kids that are bad have bad parents. And please don't say that's not true, because in the flood it happened. All the little kids did not survive. There were bad little kids too, and they left because they were tainted by the dirt that they had done. So please don't think I'm cruel and I'm saying bad things. Well, all little kids are good. They don't go around making noises and doing dirty things and try to hurt us to keep us from helping good people. So now there's also a man that went around that was going to try to say he was the son of Rabbi David, and that's not true either. They try to get things that try to look like us to try to say things. There's also a man who's going to try to say he was Abdul to see David Melik with the white hair. He didn't make it either. So they have all these things. And the man that was going to try to take the identity and try to hurt our beloved Abdul to see David Pastiki, he even got a woman to try to pose to try to take the identity of our beloved Abdul to see David Pastiki's wife. She didn't make it either. So I'm telling you, I said, if you have just seen some of the things that they tried to do. So they just said they're criminal. They try to do things to us. And our God says, "Thou shalt not steal." It says it. So that's how it is. But that's it. I'm sorry, children, but you know your parents have told you that people are to be good. The good parents have told you that. And they tell you to stay from little bad kids, because little bad kids will hurt you and get you in trouble. So that's what we're trying to say here, too. This little boy, his parents told him to scream and holler when he walked by. But it's not correct. And it's dirty for a parent to try to hurt their child. I do not like parents who exploit their children and cause their child hurt. I know that if they do their own child like that, they don't care anything about our children or about us. Who can hurt their child like that? So that's what I want to let you know that too. They use their children for money and other things, and it's wrong. It's exploitation. And you can ask your parents what that is. It's something that's not good. So it's a bad thing. So a little kids that came by the other day, when I told you what they had done, they came by the other day, and they were wearing, I told you, it was really nice, but the little boys had, what I could see, the little boys had on blue hats, and little girls had on pink hats. It was cute. So that the people that did that caused the problems, they were fired, from what I understand. The rest of the little kids came with the little hats on. So I'm just going to, I just hollered at them. I said, look, that's good. I can see it from here. That's what you're supposed to, little boys wear blue and little girls wear pink, because that's correct. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you. So I'm going to try to get this recording to you. I'm just careful, safe, and alert. We'll talk to you as soon as we can.